Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. And today's show is brought to you by a piece of paper that has run away from me. Today's show is brought to you by Leonardo da Vinci, which says painting is poetry that is seen rather than felt. Painting is poetry that is seen rather than felt. So, there you go. That's your quote for the day. Today we've got a commission on the board. So we're going to be doing that, but first, let's head over to the desk to do our work for the day. Now, unfortunately, last night, my wife hit this pretty hard and borked it out of location, so I apologize for doing this. There we go. So, let's go ahead and take just a normal L square, like this one right here. We're going to put it on here. We're going to try to do this. So we're just going to take a normal pencil. I'm going to draw a couple of straight lines and some start and end points. And start and end points there. We'll go the other direction. All right. Now we're going to have a different small modification on our work today, but we're still working with a 0.4 pen. There we go. Just a normal felt tip pen. Hello, Doug. How you doing? Donald. It's not Doug. It just looked like Doug. That's what I get for not having my glasses on. I can't see, but blurry things start with a D. So, that's all right. Well, maybe today you're Doug secretly, Donald. That's just what's the story. You're just Doug today. It's a Monday. These are the things that happen on Monday. You can't ever take Mondays for granted. All right. We're going to take the normal. We're going to take the normal number 4 here. And we're going to just draw this line. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to leave the departure point and I'm going to look at the arrival point. I'm going to look here, I'm going to look to the arrival point and do that. Look here and look to the arrival point. There we go. That's the whole point here. Then we're going to take here, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to do a new thing here. We're going to do a couple of boxes, like cubes, right? And we're going to try to do them in a way that makes them receding. Right? The idea here is to make them look like they're going away from us. So I'm going to give a couple of more of these. This is a new exercise here. All of these exercises are still from drawabox.com. Right? That's 2. We can do either the back and then the front. That helps us see which direction's which, right? We're going to do same thing here. Here's the front. And here's the back. We'll go like that, and like that. But this one's got to be dotted, right? And we'll do another front. And we'll do back. This is why they call it drawabox.com, is because that's what we are doing, is drawing boxes. And then we'll date this. 16, right? 16. All right. We'll call that one good for the day. And we'll come back over here. Need more volume on the microphone. I can do that. More volume on the microphone. Bring that up a little bit. Good morning. More volume on the microphone. And I think that's about all I can do. We are now stacked up to the top here. And I'm hoping, because I'm seeing a lot of noise when I'm quiet. Like there's a minus 38. I'm seeing noise down there. Wonder if I can clean up that noise. No, not with that. Maybe it's a high-pitched hiss. I got some of it. Look at that. I got almost all of it there. Hey, that's not bad. All right. Well, there we go. I'm working on my remote monitor, or my remote microphone, because I want this microphone to be here so that my kid, who's right there, can do his work. And I don't want to interrupt his work on this. So I'm trying very hard to kind of come up with a status here. And I'm looking at the monitor mix. Yeah. The hiss is down really low now. So we're way below. Uh-oh. I feel like I'm about to lose Photoshop, which does not surprise me. So, okay. We're going to switch. Okay. I see that Creative Cloud has just completely borked. Okay, so we're going to switch over here. We have a character to do today. We're going to do a commission. This is a Lashunta from Starfinder. I already did the pose in Daz. Just trying to make this fast and make it work quickly. So we're just going to go in here and I'm going to bring this down to about 12 for the pin. That gives me a good solid line. I actually probably can go down a little bit more. There we go. That's probably more what we're after. So we're going to do this. We're going to get in really close here. All right. So this is for those of you who play Starfinder, this is a Lashunta male. we go. We're just going to go on ahead and put in all the details. Right? We're just going to put in some details here. I'm going to rough this out a little. Give him a square chin. A little bit of these ears. We're going to actually bring up over here what a Lashunta looks like. Because as I recall, Lashunta looks somewhat like Mantis. So we're going to go into my games folder here. And I want to bring up Starfinder. I have all the books in Starfinder. So we are good here. I don't have all the books, but I have a lot of them. We'll bring up the core. And we'll run a search. And we're going to go to 48. Okay. There we go. Lashunta. Alrighty. Now let's make sure we have enough room on the top here. We do. Good. Because we'll need to put a lot of room for his antenna, which will go like this. There we go. And his request for his character was to do which? So we'll go into my character portraits directory, and that's not where it is. His notes say nothing, because they didn't load. Okay, so he's leaving it to me to do all the details, so we'll do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him long hair. Sort of a widow's peak going on here. There we go. And then we'll give him the long Lashunta hair. Now the other thing he said he wanted was he wanted specifically Lashunta have
cultural-based dots on their face, which indicate something. There we go. Yeah, I feel like they're either birthmarks or scars, but I'm not sure which. Looking at their picture, they seem to be very elven as far as like the look. So I'm actually going to thin out his face more. Like that. These are our space elves. So, yeah, they've got a sort of effect going for them. I'm going to thin out his neck, too. And we're just going to go around here a little and thin this out. There we go. Just like that. Right. Old school Hawaiian gang tattoos. Totally. I actually feel like these should be this way, going outward. Looking at the original Lashunta over there, I was going kind of up this way, but then I realized looking at these guys over here, those are raised raised points. So we're going to zoom in to the artwork here. I'll have the, whoa. I'm going to go back to 48. Oh. That's a select. I don't want to select. God. So difficult to make this. You don't have to make this difficult. All right. So we'll go like this. I'm just looking over here. There we go. Perfect. So there we go. Our Lashunta has Lashunta-ness going for him. Okay. His armor, he specifically said cast the Miscord. So we'll get Miscord armor. Double check this. Miscord. Okay. So we're going to go into the weapons book. Doesn't really bother me that much. I like the elf with gang tattoos. Right? Well, they are telepathic, so that's sort of what I went with this particular pose. I don't know how much his character is going to use telepathy, but they have that capability. I'll check near space and see if it's in near space. It is working on it. And searching the document. I feel like I'm breathing on this. Let's see if I can't move it so I'm not breathing on it. So you can still hear me just fine, but I'm not breathing on my microphone. There. Hopefully that wasn't horribly loud. Boy, it's still working on finding it. So we're going to go out to 152. All right. I don't see Miscord out here. The only reason I'm actually going through any of this at all is because I don't want to put the wrong armor on there and then have but that wasn't the right armor. So, Kasatha. Well, that's not what we're looking for anyway. So, looking at this, let's see here. I wonder what he did with the extra 2 hands, 2 arms for his Kasatha armor. Specifically says Kasatha, so didn't ever ask him if he needed his armor to be adjusted. I didn't think about that, but Kasatha have 4 arms. I wonder if he meant microcord. I think he might have meant Kasatha microcord outfits. So, okay. We know that we have Tron-esque armor to put on him, which is fine. So let's kind of do a design layer and put it under here because I want to actually kind of sketch out where we're going on this, right? So I kind of put a backpack on him like this, right? We're going to have some kind of backpack on him. And then he's in Kasatha, because I think what he meant to say was, yeah, like the Tharks but I think what he meant was Kasatha microcord, which is what this is saying here, not miscord. I don't know what a miscord is, so I'm assuming what he really meant was Kasatha microcord, which sounds like a logical thought process here. So we're going to put him in Kasatha microcord, which is generally dark, but has like lines that go through it like this. We'll pull this one out right here. There we go. So what I'm doing here is just putting in this Kasatha microcord sort of armor plating. There we go. So the microcord plates are all one piece. But they all have this sort of trailing run that goes along them on the side so that we can see it kind of here. And it goes off to the one side. His legs turned. There we go. So this is, he looks like Tron, doesn't he? He's like, who do you call him? Program. He actually looks like Sark. The long hair. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put moon boots on him. There we go. There we go. Now he's not actually wearing Kasatha armor. He's just wearing the Kasatha miscord, which is really a microcord. So now he doesn't need the he doesn't need it to be, it's just gonna be black. There we go. He probably could have had a little bit of a looser hand. So I'm going to actually draw this with more like he's saying hi. Because the character is a face character. So because of that, we're going to change the anatomy in here. Because really, when you say hi, it's just, that. So let's get that anatomy squared away. Let's just fight with the anatomy all day long. Hands are always hard, but we'll get there. Nobody actually likes to deal with hands. There we go. Now, let's take a look at what weaponry he has. I'll bring up his character sheet. He has a laser pistol. So he's got a comm unit. So we know we need that. Which, feels kind of like this. Comm unit, it's a thing. Tell your friends. Then he has a laser pistol, which will probably be on his right hip. Alright, so here's our holster. We're going to make sure that it does not actually interfere with either one of these lines that are showing up on the side here. I'm going to bring this up and around and cut that back part out. We're going to have a pistol in here, so it's not going to matter at some point, but for right now, let's go ahead and give him this rounded off area back here. And then we'll give him that. Right, we'll go up here. Give the back of the weapon here. Right, we'll give a guard for the trigger. And then have that come forward just a little bit like this. Okay. Now that's where we are on the line drawing. Which actually looks pretty solid. So let's get back onto the ink layer. That's this guy here. And we'll ink him in, because we got to get to color today too. So I'm trying to think ahead as to how I want to do this. All right, we're just putting in some of this here. We'll clean up some of these lines that are kind of going all over the place here, like that. Do this, come up around like so. And I'm just going to put some of the joints between the armor here. We're going to do something else completely with this armor. So here we're going to just put in the outline. Like this. And the reason that I'm doing that is because this armor is black and white. Or it's black, I guess. I probably shouldn't even be doing that. Let's go ahead and pull that out. And I'll get to this because this all looks like this is tracer line. So we can do this guy. Okay. I have always sort of done laser guns as some variation of a gun from Yamato, because I love Yamato guns. So, always sort of that. I will always have sort of a beloved sort of love for Yamato guns, or Star Blazers as the case may be. We're going to do something completely radical with this particular picture, so you'll see what I'm about to do here in just a second. So this actually makes some sense here, and you'll understand exactly what I'm after here in just a second. It'll be great. Okay, so what we're doing here is let's seal this entire backpack up. There we go. We'll seal up his arm except there. I'll seal up here. There we go. So now that we've sealed up everything, make sure everything's sealed. I'm going to try something here. I'm going to try this. Okay. Now we've done that. I'm going to take this guy and put him on top. And we're going to, I'm going to kick my table with my knee, and that's going to hurt. I'm going to take this and drop it down like this. we're going to take this layer and we're going to add a layer on top. Okay, and I like electric green for the armor glow in here, so we're going to do an electric green. And we're going to come in here and we're going to just trace like that. We'll come along here. And then I'll do there we go. So what we're doing is just putting in green trace. See how that's working there? We're going to keep putting in the green trace. I want to make sure I've got all the pieces that I have already guided myself to do. Oops, I have somehow by accident failed to select there. Okay, we will come along here. There we go, just like this. So I'm giving it like random sort of things to make it look live. Okay, we'll do the same thing here. And then this part here, and this part here. Okay. Now that we've done that, we're going to go on ahead and clean up all of these pieces so that they are clean and run well. Oh, we forgot his hand here on this side, so let's go on ahead and do that. There. Now, I'll have to put his hands in at some point, but for the moment, this is what we're doing. Okay, now his backpack is going to have pieces like this. Okay, so right now that I've done this, we've got all the red or the green tracing going on for this, and it actually looks pretty cool by itself. However, we're not done. Anything that's like this ends up with a matte-ish finish, right? Which is sort of on here a little bit, but we're going to do this. Now we're going to take another layer, and we're going to talk about just a highlight layer, right? So we're going to like highlight the back part of the right here. And like this, don't worry, we'll get it fixed in a sec. But this will help get things like this side of his leg right there, and that side of his leg right there. Right, we'll do that. Then we'll take this particular layer right here, and we'll make it into a what am I doing? It's a different control on each one of these, and I can never remember the controls. We'll take screen will work, but I really want overlay. No, I want screen. Screen, and then we're going to bring it down. This is the highlight on the back end of the armor. All right. I'm just going to go through here, and I'm just going to clean up this highlight. All right. Moving along the bottom here. And I'm just highlighting pieces of this armor so you can see it. And we're actually going to dull it down even more. I just need to be able to see it at this point in time. Because black armor is extremely subtle. Right, so we're just putting highlights on the outside edge. There we go. So all I'm doing here is just sliding in here and doing that so that it lines up to the top there and aligns to that side there. It really does look cool, doesn't it? It looks really sharp, and that's I like green and black as a combo. So we'll take and then we'll come in here, and I've got to be careful because I'm not going to the edge of the artwork here. I'm going to the edge of this line, and I can't be doing that. There we go. Like here, I didn't go all the way out to the edge of the artwork like this. Which is what I should have done. All right. We're moving along rather nicely here. It's going to be more dramatic because I think he's blue-skinned, and so we're going to have a lot of color on this. This particular guy here, he's going to have a lot of color. Go there, we'll do that. I'm going to repair this right here. There we go. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go up onto that gray and drop it down even more, right? So it's very subtle. It's a subtle highlight, right? And that looks great. Looks solid, looks subtle. His armor is pretty cool. All right. And I feel like I kind of want to make this entire section, his entire backpack, highlighted. Like there's light back there. Right? And then that way, we're just going to go in here, and then I'm going to go in here and just clean this stuff up right through here, because it looks like this is confused. There. Super dramatic armor. It looks pretty cool. I'm actually pretty happy with this. So we'll get in here and do this. Lashunta are cool. So, okay. There is a setting for gap in Clip Studio, and I keep forgetting to set it so that it doesn't do the anti... I don't think it's powered. I don't know if it's powered specifically in this game. It's not... That's not clear. So... Kind of looks like it though, doesn't it? And I'll have to go look. Yeah, it's micro cord. Ribbed protective fabric are slightly less advanced than the comparable light armor, but still provide good quality protection at an affordable price. Yeah, so it's a light armor. It's not powered, but it often has glowing trim, is what it specifically says. So, knowing that that's the case, this upper, it's also a corded thing, so it's got cords. So I'm going to go on ahead and take my gray here and do this. Right? Because it's got these cords on it. Right? And so this is just representing the cords that this thing's made of. It's a corded armor. According to the armor. Oh, now it's time for you and me to just get here. So... that actually looks kind of badass. Okay, so we'll... There we go. I'll have to go down here and do this here. Coming up on the 11 o'clock hour, which means checking in on the kiddo over there to make sure he's okay. I hear his teacher is talking an awful lot about correct action in the class, and I'm hoping she's not directing that at him. There we go. Just come around here and a oomph like that. And just trim that around. There we go, just like that. There we go. Now that we've got that, that looks pretty badass. I'm feeling pretty good about the armor. It looks solid. We're about halfway through. So let's go on ahead and finish up the rest of the line work with his hands, because we don't have either one of his hands in. So let's get that in there. We'll go on ahead and do that. I promise not to make a Vulcan salute, but I'm seriously thinking about it. So Joe, if you're watching this later on, know that I thought very hard about putting a Vulcan salute on your character, and you can thank me later for not doing it. Although, since Joe is one of my Star Trek buddies, yeah, I totally think this is light armor. It says it in the rule book that it's a light armor, so I'm going to go with a light armor on this. There we go, like that. And there we go, like that. We'll get in his other hand, which is right here. And we'll go. There we go. Okay, the lights have changed. So I'm going to real quick hit save, turn off my blue line. That looks pretty awesome already. We're already quite a ways in. It's time for us to... No, I have no patch insignia for the armor. I have nothing for his armor at all. But let's go on ahead and real quickly, let's all stand up and stretch. There we go. And we'll walk around. Scratch somebody on the head. And we'll walk around. we're just going to walk around the room real quick here. Make sure we get our legs moving and stuff like that. And as we often do, look outside for a minute. Boy, isn't outside cool. Yeah, I like outside. Might open the door just a little bit. Here's 98.6 degree or 37.2 degree, depending on which way you look at it, generators in this room. So, is everything working well for you?
Yep.
Okay. Good, good, good. Excellent. We will end probably at 11:45 today so that I can go to lunch with the kid. So that's probably where we will be. So let's go on ahead and get back to cracking here. Crack, crack, crack. That's what you do when you crack all your bones and your legs and arms and everything like that. Brush off my monitor. All right. Yeah, it looks nice outside, but it is cold. All right. So, we're going to duplicate this layer right here. And we're going to take the under layer. The under layer. We're going to give him skin that's we'll go on ahead and head for that one. We'll go to 45, 48. Okay, so their skin looks okay. Let's see what they've got here as far as skin goes. Okay. Okay. The telepathic humanoids. Either the tall intellectual and short burly headstrong. So this one is definitely Demaya. Okay, so I'm reading through here just to see, because he had said blue skin, and I don't remember Lashunta ever having blue skin. So I want to make sure that's logical. Natural to ignore this. Oh, yeah. Okay. Unique to each individual are the swirls and raised markings in their faces. Huh. Gotcha. Okay, so it doesn't say what colors they can have necessarily. So I'll check near space. Okay, so we are here. These are... Okay, well... Whoa, 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 no crashing. Okay, I'm just going through to see if I can't find any Lashunta that are clearly of a different color. There's a lot of Vesk in here in this. It's a thing. Yes, the The Andorians, yes. I'm just going to look around here and see what kind of critters we have on all of these. Okay, so we're on... The Vesk seem to be multiple colored, but I'm not seeing any blue Lashunta. Let's flip around until we find any proof that Lashunta are anything but dark brown. Man, there's a lot of Vesk. Somebody's really into Vesk. Oh, that's a Curie. Okay. I'm just looking through here real quick. I'm not seeing any Lashunta. It's kind of interesting. And again, tons of Vesk. You never realize when your artist has a specific bias, you don't really see it until you have to go find something in. It's kind of funny, actually. Oh, that's Lashunta. Okay, so he does have blue. But he's also wearing armor, so we don't know for sure whether that's a thing. But I'll give him... Yeah, no, he could be albino. That could be the thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him sort of a pale gray blue skin. So, like, right on the edge of gray and blue. Where does it leak? Okay, so I'll have to go through and fix this. But something like that looks pretty good. And then we're going to go leak hunting here. Okay, so let's go in here and take a look at where potential leaks are. Let's see where the face could have leaked out, and maybe it's through his antenna. It is. So we'll go ahead and seal up the antenna and seal up this antenna. And we'll go and try it again. There we go. Now we've given him that, and then that, and then that, and then that. Right? So we'll go ahead and do that. That'll work. And I can just kind of go through here and just make sure that's like that. If we put this underneath, it makes it okay, because then I can clean up under like that, undo, clean up under like that, and we're okay and we're good. All right. Let's catch everything here. There we go. There we go. Now, I'm going to give his hair... I love the idea that maybe he's done something with his hair that matches to some degree. Because they can dye their hair. Right? Let's take a look at that. Matches his armor to some degree. That'd be kind of cool. And what I'll do here is then go in and highlight it. Where's the highlight level? There we are. No, undo. We got to do better than that. I got to do better than that. Okay, come in here like this. Now, in this little like gap on there, we're going to have a different color, but I'm not there yet. So we're going to go on ahead and add a new layer. This is going to be my dark layer, and I'm going to actually add it in purple, like a dark purple, and we're going to make it a multiply layer, and we're going to bring it down to about 30%, right? So that whenever I do this, it doesn't look so weird, because it's going to look weird no matter which way we do it. So we're going to kind of do that more like a gray purple, like this. And we're going to come in here like so, under here, and around there. We're going to come in here like that, and like this, and just, we'll come back and fix this later, but for right now, we're kind of doing this number. Right? Give his antenna a little bit of shadow too. We'll come back and fix these, don't worry. There we go, just like that. Dog tags or pendants. He didn't say. And that doesn't mean that there isn't any. Just that he didn't say. So I'll have to kind of... This is going to be all this color right here. And this will be like that. And then we'll have just a little bit of a shadow to indicate this guy's in its holster. Right? We'll put in this like that, and through here like that. And then all of this is going to be this color, whatever color I decide to finally make that. And we'll put this through here like this. There we go. We're just putting in all the colors so it all fits and looks nice, right? And we'll put in, and we'll come back around like this. Just gonna tap all of these little so that they work, right? We're gonna go through here. We're going to color this right like that. Go up to his temple, and what we're going to do is just try to illustrate that there's a line right here, because there's a line right at the edge of your temple. So we're going to illustrate that line, come back through like that on this guy, right? And I think we're doing good there. We're just going to give that middle section of the hand here a shadow, so that it has something we can work with. And then run that around like that. Okay. Feeling pretty good about that. Right. That looks pretty solid. Zoom in over here. We're just going to fix this shadow. In pencil, apparently. That's not what I wanted to do. Who knew? Okay. I'm also not happy about the fact that it looks like part of this is not working right there. Right? Because really, this all should be dropping off the edge of the... All right. So now, up here looking at this, we're doing pretty good up here. I'm liking the way this looks. It's very solid. A couple of things I want to fix are on the shadow layer. That's you. I'm fixing this specifically because we had a line here that just ran through that, and I didn't like that. So again, with my converging tangents, which we all know I love so much, now I got to go back to that purple. Okay. And we'll do an extra line on top, and this will be just white, 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 pure white. And we can just do a touch right through here, just a touch. And this will give us the feeling that we have real depth along here, right? These guys are, whoa, don't run off your line. Right, and we'll do the and all we're doing here is just giving a little bit of highlight through here. We're highlighting his hair, just a hair on that side, ha ha ha. And then we'll highlight his armor right there. And right along the backpack. Right. And that'll help delineate this. And this from one another. And what we're doing here is effectively saying that there is a super bright light right here, right? And that super bright light is hitting the side of him right along here. So we'll give just a tap right through here and through there. Right. And this is just because we haven't done anything for the background just yet, and we will. We'll put in a background moment and you'll see what's going on here. But there's a couple of things that I want to do first, not the least of which is let's clean up all of my other layers, right? These guys have a whole bunch of junk kind of going off the edge and off the rails of it. So I'm just going up each layer here and just deleting everything that's around it. And we kind of have to do that before we go in here and do the final work on this. Because one of the things we're going to have to do is some detail work and stuff like that, but not the least of which is we still don't have a color for our pistols. So I'm going to go ahead and get a nice tan in here and do his, because they never match. Nothing ever matches. It's the nature of things. There we go. So now his weapon is at least in there somewhere, right? And this is the white. So we're going to go ahead and just put in some white right here. Right? Indicating highlights along the edge of the holster here. Like that. I'm also going to go in here with this dark piece of armor and the under armor there. Oops, I'm on the wrong layer. You have to stop. But why? You're on the wrong layer. I don't like that. That stands out, so we're going to undo it. And we're just going to check like that. And what that's going to do is give me more of the same. So undo, and we'll drop down just a little longer. Why is she calling in the middle of the show? Let's see what she says. I see that that's not an acceptable option. Is this urgent? All written in Japanese. Let's change languages. My phone is having real problems. No. Okay. I'll call after this show. Enter. There we go. All right. So we've got a couple of other small details that I want to work on real quick before we move on here, but like his eyes need to be a color, not just random white. But let's go ahead and do the sclera. I've said this before, sclera are never actually white. They're a light blue. And there we go. And then he didn't give me an idea of eyes. So let's look at what our Lashunta look like here. It looks like they actually have sort of a glowing green. So it's like a very, very bright green. So let's go ahead and do that. Which we can do. Gosh, I hope that's not my wife going, I'm so sorry for forgetting your show and there we go. So we'll need to put the pupils in, which is all right. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, no getting out of control over there. There we go. And then what we'll do is we'll put in on the white highlight layer. We'll put in white highlights. Right? And then I'll make it stand out like this. There we go. He looks very Data-esque when we do that, doesn't he? So what I'm going to do is on the shadow layer, which is this layer here, I'm going to go in here and take out the super glow of his eyes. Right, like this. Ooh. Went over. There we go. So that's the way that'll work. And that actually doesn't turn out bad at all. So I like that. That's looking pretty good. Now we'll go on to we've got a couple of things I want to work on here. All right, we're going to come in through here, and we're going to go back to that purple that we had before. We're going to just make sure that that's clearly what's going on here. Do. This song of all of them sticks in my head after the show's over. And then I get it stuck in my head and I can't get it out, and then that's what I do with my life. Go downstairs whistling this song. Okay, so I'm just straightening this up. There we go. So, now since his head's slightly turned, we're going to have the latissimus, this muscle right here, is going to stand out. So, it's not a muscle, it's a ligament group, but it's going to stand out either way. Whether it's a muscle or a ligament group, it's still going to stand out. Because that's the way this works. Right? Okay. Now I'm feeling pretty confident that we are close to ready to go with this guy. He's looking pretty cool. So let's go on ahead and open. And then go over to Guy the Artist. And we have shared resources. And these two here are my random. Oh, hey, I've got this. This is better. Let's do watercolor backgrounds. I made new watercolor backgrounds for this thing, this kind of stuff. If you look at this here on the wheel, green, the opposite of green is purple. So our best offset color for this is this guy right here. Right? So we're just going to copy him and then bring him over here and paste him like that, right? It needs to be all the way in the back. So we're going to take him. First things first, we're going to delete that because we don't need it. Right? We're going to take this background piece. We're going to turn it because it is just slightly cattywampus. Right? Here we go. We're going to take this again, and here's a couple of things we're going to do. We're going to hit first shift, and not shift, it must be control. It's always a different command. Everybody's so afraid of Adobe. They always have different commands for everything. So it's control. And I'm going to actually leave it below his head and above his feet. Just like that. Okay, so the one thing we can see is here's the line of the folds on either side for this portrait, so we don't need to worry too much about that. But we do want to extend this out just a little bit. We need to remember that we've got more room on this side than that side. Okay. There we go. And I don't make it dramatic. It doesn't need to be super dramatic. Right? We'll just move it up just a little right there. Okay. Now this guy looks like he's all on one. I feel like I've got like no highlights to his skin. I think I may have missed that somewhere. So let's go ahead and highlight in his skin. Right? Because there's like nothing over here to indicate that we missed a step, you see. If you guys are sitting there going, gosh, his face looks so flat, that's why we missed this step right here, where we highlight the outside edge of his face, and for that matter, his hands. There we go. No, overlay is not what we want. We do want screen. The screen, though, unfortunately means that some of this is showing up on top of, and that's not ideal, but again, I don't have much of a choice in the matter on this. So, there you go. I'm going to do a little bit of fixing over here. There. Gives him a little bit more structure in that, and everything looks good there. It looks really good from far away, and it looks good from up close. You know, generally with males, I don't change their lip color. It's an manga style choice, and it's not a skill choice. Like, I didn't make that choice because, you know, I learned it that way, or I guess I could say I did learn it that way. But the point is that generally in manga and the manga style, men don't have colors for their lips. Yeah. So, that's why I'm not actually coloring his lips. That's sort of in my style. And it really, when I look at it, it looks funny. It looks like he put on lipstick this morning, and it really bothers me. In fact, it bothers me even when I'm drawing characters like Li Cheng, because in my mind's eye, she doesn't put on lipstick. So I might give her a slightly different color tone change between the two of them, but it's never red or anything like that. Because for her, I feel like even she doesn't put on makeup, so she wouldn't be putting on the red lipstick and stuff like that. I feel like that's kind of a thing with her. All right. But, short of the fact that his name is not correct, but that's okay. Oh, I have all my layers down here and didn't even do all that work. I did all that work above. That's all right. I'll turn on all of those layers and then let them just merge in here in just a second. I'm liking this quite a bit. I think he's done. So we'll hit save. And then I will merge all of these layers together. Control-Shift-E. And that'll give us all of these layers. And then we can delete that because we don't need it anymore. And we'll put the watercolor base back on. And then the white background doesn't need to be there anymore. You can be deleted. The name is going to have to be fixed in Photoshop because we've already mangled it pretty good here. So there's that. This one needs to be 75% normal, and that allows you to see just a rough outline of what's going on here. And I feel like there's a good Lashunta waving and saying, "Hi." Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that, Donald. So this commission's going into game, I think, this week. So if you are watching this show and you're interested in a character commission, I do them on the show, just give me a holler at guy@gsdavisart.com. And I charge about $40 for commission because it's about 2 hours worth of work. And so I feel like that's a fair rate. It's about $20 an hour. If I get slammed, I might raise my commission rates. So be aware of that. So just to kind of make it so that, I mean, I want to ultimately work for more than $40 for a commission, but for right now, it seems to be keeping me competitive. And frankly, it's not this. You know, if I was doing like what we see in the books and stuff like that, and that was the style and quality, then I'd probably charge a whole lot more. But this is sort of in a tune shaded and that kind of thing setup. So there's that. All right. So I think we are almost out of show here. Perfect, because I think this is done McDunny Pants. Why, thank you very much. I appreciate that, Donald. So I feel like we are getting to the end of the show here. I'm actually pretty pleased. It looks like my broadcast microphone lasted the entire show, which is kind of amazing. At some, I feel like we're doing pretty good there. My wife and I were talking about legacy characters the other night, and doing like, because she has a number of characters that I'll get some grub with a kid in about 5 minutes. But yeah, my wife and I were talking about legacy characters. She has a number of characters that she's played since the beginning of forever. Like some 90s characters and stuff like that. She was like, oh, it'd be really great to have portraits of them, even though I'm not playing them anymore. But this character was my favorite character, and this character was my favorite character. And, and she had a number of these characters that went back to her original early gaming times that she thought would be kind of cool to do this. So that's even something else that we can do here. I can do your character from 25 years ago. I've actually been thinking about doing that as well. I have a couple of characters that I wouldn't mind seeing drawn up. So I had like my first characters, my very, very, very first characters would be fun to have portraits of. I had a character in Star Frontiers. His name was Droop Like Dew, and I liked him. He was cool, but he got killed. And then I had another one, which was Droop Like Dweeby, which was Droop Like Dew's brother. I mean, this was junior high, so what do you expect out of us, right? And they were Dralocytes, which are these like 6 foot tall amoebas, And so I wouldn't mind doing some drawings of those guys. My first characters from the Robotech campaigns, when I was playing Palladium's Robotech back in the late 80s, early 90s. That would be cool to have some of those characters drawn out so that I can see them and stuff like that. So that'd be great. So anyway, something to think about if you're so inclined. That would be a thing. And I will go on ahead and see what Joe thinks about this. I'm hoping he likes this one just fine. I know this character is about to go into play. So be good to have that. The things you're not going to see me doing here because I'm doing them over on Photoshop is I'm going to put in his name over to the right. I'm going to make a small version for the standee. The standee is that top part in the upper left. He can trim the top part up and then trim the little one, and it makes a 25 millimeter standee that you can put on the board. So we've got to kind of do that, but that takes some time, and we'll get there. Yeah, I admit, in my core, I will always love Palladium. There will never be a time when I don't love Palladium. So, okay, guys, that's going to be it for me for today. I will see you tomorrow. I don't know what I've got on the board tomorrow. I'll check it later. This is another week where I came into the week a little off, so I'm just looking at my board here, and I don't know. My board's not set up right. So we'll get it figured out. In the meantime, everybody keep your eyes on the stars, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.